Howdy, howdy, and welcome to another wonderful trash take. So, a Portland police officer was interviewed by an on the ground journalist and basically was asked why they're allowing the protesters to violate the law. And the police officer said what everyone's already been thinking, that he's a fucking retard and they're not violating the law, that they're just doing whatever they can for their First Amendment right, freedom of speech, which is apparently now standing in the middle of intersections, blocking all flows of traffic, and being a flagrant retard. But yeah, I don't think the cop was the brightest of the bunch, and as far as I can tell, he's actually a police officer. So I'm gonna play that video and to sit here and listen because this is kind of alarming. The cops here are openly assisting Antifa and not doing their job because they think it's freedom of speech to block intersections. I don't really know. Let's see.
Yes.
So it's a delicate balance of people's First Amendment rights and then, like, allowing cars to move through. This is not like a one-way situation. Like, there are other ways to get people from McAdam off and on McAdam. So as of right now, we're not going to enact anything to, like, prevent people from being in the roadway while they're practicing their First Amendment right. We are asking them to not be in the street if they can. That may change, but as of right now, they're allowed to take up the street space because they're practicing their First Amendment right to protest. We don't want to infringe on that right.
Your First Amendment right to protest now extends to the public roadways, which is wrong. That's entirely wrong. That's not at all true. You're allowed to practice freedom of speech in public space. The fucking roadway is not one of those. You can try, and you'll be arrested, and you should be arrested. But apparently this explains why the Portland police aren't doing anything, because they're fucking retarded.
When there's not a major issue of cars coming to hit them. This is not a major roadway right here. And people can get around them easily.
Okay.
So their logic is, yeah, they could just drive elsewhere, It's just a public roadway, guys. Just take the other exit, go around an entire city block, just avoid this area. They're allowed to peacefully protest in the middle of the roadway, threaten to kill ICE agents. That's peacefully protesting, guys. They're doing their First Amendment right, holding up signs saying kill all Nazis and then calling them Nazis. Guys, come on. It's perfectly allowed.
And they're also having their own corkers to help guide traffic out of the way.
Yeah, they literally just allow random people to take control of traffic and road laws. Yeah, they have people out here telling them to keep driving. Yeah, we allow that. They're not agents of the city. They're random civilians that are dictating others and impeding on their freedoms of movement. Yeah, but we're allowing it because we're the Portland police and we're fucking stupid.
Okay. In the past, I know, like in the 20s.
And I want to let people know, it is a felony. It is a felony to imitate a police officer. So either this is a very retarded man committing a felony, or this is actually a cop, and his getup looks pretty real, not gonna lie. His equipment looks pretty authentic.
20 riots, people were being arrested, or maybe it was riots before that, but I know in the past there were, like, I think maybe after Trump was elected in 2016, I attended some events that were going on, like, in the downtown area, and it was a very hard line about if you step off of the sidewalk, you will be arrested. So has the policy changed, or?
I don't know. So again, it's not like people couldn't get arrested for being in the street. We're just not going to arrest people for being in the street right now.
You can be arrested. It's obstruction of a federal agent if you're blocking their fucking pathway out of their facility, which is why they come out and arrest people, because they're obstructing.
If we're ever going to do that, we will make an announcement. Hey, we are going to make arrests for people who are in the street. Anyone that wants to leave the street can leave the street, and they won't be arrested. This is not an issue. This is not a major roadway for us, right? There are ways for people to get around. There are corkers that the...
So their logic is to let the violent protesters stay violent and to violate the law because they simply don't want to do their job in enforcing the law. And this is illegal in Portland, Oregon. I'll show that in a second, but this is illegal. I just want to let people know.
Protesters are provided to move traffic, so that's alleviating a lot of that issue.
Is that a decision?
But that's not legal. You can't just tell people they can't drive down this roadway because you feel like they shouldn't be able to. Like that's not that's the police. They're supposed to be a federal governing agent that people are determining makes the decisions and has the legal authority to, not random citizens that throw on a vest just say, yeah, keep driving. Yeah, keep driving. Like, go fuck yourself, what? That's totally legal. Tell them to go fuck themselves and drive right past them. They literally don't have the authority to. They're not the federal fucking government. They're random people. They don't work for the government. They are fucking, they are rioters.
That the mayor is making, or
I think it's we're making this at a day by day, minute by minute basis.
Who's making?
Yeah, we're making this decision however the fuck we feel like it. If MAGA comes down here and starts protesting, we'll arrest them immediately the second they step on this off the sidewalk. But Antifa, yeah, they're good. They're good.
Making the decision?
Our CMIC, so our commander of this incident right now.
Right now?
Who is that?
I don't know who that is.
Our commander made this decision. Who's your commander? Oh, I've got no fucking idea, dog.
Name. I know that we have
CMIC.
Yeah.
Is it Bob Day or?
No, so the chief doesn't necessarily run every single one of these. He will have like a commander, a captain, or somebody in a position that will do that and then relay the information to him.
I'm being told by my commanding officers to allow the violent protesters to take up the intersection so they can continue their violent protests. Yeah. So this is where leftists take over cities and they arrest people that they don't like and they let anarchy continue for people they do like. This is a very common tactic, especially in like communist countries. This is what they do. It's how to arrest their agitators for the most part. You don't agree with the government, you get arrested. You agree with the government and rioting on their behalf and committing crimes on their behalf, you're not arrested. This is what happened during fucking Stalin's rise to power. Like this is just straight communism of selective enforcement of the laws.
Because he doesn't need to be doing all of that stuff. He's doing other things, managing other stuff.
So does the CMIC answer to Bob Day then?
Yes, everyone at the end of the day will answer to him because he's the chief of police.
Okay.
At the end of the day, he's the one that needs to rubber stamp everything. But again, just like any organization, both governmental and non-governmental, the CEO, right, in that sense, isn't making every day-to-day thing. They have an overarching thing, and they're making sure that the people that are under them have the ability to make decisions on their own without having to check in with them because they believe that they're making the right decision.
I see.
They believe they are making the right decision.
Okay, so
I swear, if you showed up out front of the mayor's house and protested like this, police would show up immediately in riot gear and arrest you. That's the kicker here. That's what leftists do. They're allowing the federal agents to be harassed by these people standing in the intersection. Stand on the sidewalk, hold your signs, no issue. Blocking traffic, threatening to kill federal agents, saying you're gonna murder people, I have an issue. This is me having an issue.
does Bob Day answer to the mayor?
This is so ass backwards.
Yes. Okay. So ultimately,
So it's the mayor. Yeah, she just got this man to admit it's the mayor allowing this anarchy to go on. The leftist mayor allowing the leftist Antifa fucktards to stand in the road.
the mayor is at the top of the hierarchy as far as all decisions here.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the mayor basically owns the police. I looked at that in a previous interview for the most part. Me looking into JP Fitzger and that Chicago mayor with like a 5 or 6% approval rating. Basically, they're the ones actually in charge of the police. Is the chief of police reports to the mayor in most major cities. Like that's their boss.
Okay.
Because the mayor is like the head of the city.
So if the
Yes.
mayor said you need to not let people be in the street at all, you guys would carry that out and make
We would
arrests.
figure out the most like equitable.
You know, he just said it's practicing their First Amendment right to stand in the street. And so now she's saying if the mayor says they're not allowed to practice that, you would enforce it.
way to carry out that.
And he's saying, yeah, we would do what she says.
I see. Okay. Okay.
That was a really good question on her part because she immediately tried to reverse the frame, showing that it's not, in fact, their freedom of speech, that it's the mayor simply telling them not to enforce the law. And that's what's happening here. The mayor's telling them not to do this. It's pretty fucking obvious. Anyone, if MAGA did this, they would be arrested immediately. That's what I'm trying to say. If you apply blatant parallelisms here, they would be in jail. They would be arrested for obstructing the peace or some other random dog shit charge. Like the journalist that got jumped by Antifa, he got obstruction of the peace or something like that for being assaulted because he put out a burning flag, and they say he instigated himself being assaulted because he put the burning flag out. Yeah, apparently only in America can you stop your nation's flag from being burned, get assaulted for it, and then get arrested for being assaulted for putting that flag out. Welcome to fucking Portland, folks.
Interesting. Okay.
Grab a crack pipe and make yourself at
We
home.
tried to do like a women's rights free speech event in Portland a couple of years ago, and we were told by city leadership that we would have to purchase like it was like thousands of dollars in permits and like insurance and all this stuff. And
Well, yeah, because they want to make sure it's not going to turn to a riot and destroy the businesses, and they want you to be held liable. They're not going to do that to fucking Antifa. They're going to waive all rules and all policies to allow their terrorist supporters to do acts of terrorism against federal agents, which is what's happening here. It's not. This isn't that hard to understand. This isn't. This dude swore an oath to uphold the peace. How is this upholding the peace?
So, does Antifa have a permit or insurance?
So I wouldn't say these people are Antifa. I don't know. They haven't told us who they are.
Oh, guys, they're not Antifa. These are just random citizens all dressed out in black. So, yeah, they're getting so many PR trainings of don't call them Antifa no matter what and ignore them when they are Antifa. This is fucking hilarious.
I mean, come on.
I know.
I'm related to Bin Laden and Pol Pot. The government called me Timothy McVeigh, and I've been to North Korea.
I would say that
And our
the people
federal
that are here...
government is evil and our local government is incompetent.
He just called him incompetent. The federal government is evil and the local government is incompetent. That's the local government, or at least enforcing the local laws right there. That's the incompetence. They don't even like the police. That's the kicker here. The police are protecting people that fucking hate them and want them dead too.
Motherfucker could not get a car out of traffic, and he's too big of a bitch to do anything while I punked him right now. They're incompetent. All we have is our...
Can you make arrests for disorderly conduct?
You can make the arrest for disorderly conduct. Here's a guy absolutely screaming his fucking head off at the top of his lungs. No, you know, he's protesting ICE though, so it's okay. He's not disorderly. That's normal. Everyone hates ICE, guys. Yeah, you can throw bricks at it. It's not disorderly conduct. That's normal conduct.
The past,
Fuck
right?
the police.
But we're not necessarily going to do that all the time. We want to be sparing on when we're...
We are selective on when we're enforcing the laws. You just heard a cop say we are selective on when we're enforcing the fucking laws. Dude, what the fuck?
We go after the jaywalk.
Laws, the justice system's supposed to be blind. Lady Justice literally has her eyes wrapped around. You're supposed to be impartially arrested for breaking the laws, not special privilege because you want riots to happen. Like, this is fucking crazy. They're instigating this by not clearing out the antagonists when they should be cleared out. This is them openly admitting it.
And so...
Because they detained the jaywalker.
We only go after a dad
for
bod.
nothing else but jaywalking. Nothing else
I
but
was a fucking
jaywalking.
dad bod till I was fucking 40.
They detain people for nothing else but jaywalking, and then they finally show that, yeah, they're just blocking the entire intersection. You know, it's funny, jaywalking's still a crime. Yeah, it's fucking minor, but there's a reason this building is boarded up with wood. I need to remind everyone. That used to be glass. Antifa destroyed it. They sent like a burning fucking giant piece of wood through the windows. They broke all the windows with rocks and bricks. These aren't peaceful people. These are dangerous fucking terrorists. And the police are saying they're not going to do their job basically because they want this to happen. They want this facility to be under siege by retards. By the way, here's the laws in Oregon. I pulled it up here. You can check the top, Oregon Legislative Guilds.gov, laws, Oregon. So basically, this is the pedestrian yield laws. They're showing that these laws here are what everyone's citing as being illegal. It's basically standing in the middle of the roadway is considered an issue, especially if a car's there. That's why they're trying to have people tell the cars to go around, so the people aren't technically in violation. They're trying to use the protesters aren't violating because there's no cars, because we have illegal people set up telling people they can't come this way. And when they do drive this way, the police show up and tell the car to leave, as opposed to make the people who are in the middle of the street fucking move out of the way for it like they're legally supposed to. Yeah. I'm just pulling this up to show that they're in fact wrong and retarded. It is against Oregon law. And you guys might remember that cop from another video, because this isn't the first time we've seen him. I actually was thinking about it for a minute, and I didn't realize I've seen him somewhere else. Y'all remember this?
What are you doing? That way!
Y'all see the number on his back? 874?
In order right now. Back this vehicle up.
Him telling the lady that's trying to drive through here to back the fuck up, and not telling a person who has the right to use the roadway to be able to use the roadway. Same officer, 874. Same officer. Officer retard reporting for duty. Also, I want to show this little munchkin who got arrested. He's apparently legally blind and has a baby diaper fetish. He's like 4'5", and he's a flagrant retard. He got arrested the other day for obstruction, and an article actually came out about him saying how they're abusing the blind and bullying him because he's blind, and trying to pick the easiest person to target and bully because he was obstructing the federal facility when they tried to leave, so they actually grabbed him. Now, let's see how this well-acquainted individual with society is reacting to being arrested, because I'm sure he's an upstanding member of society, and that's just a very illegal arrest, so he's going to comply with them, and they get unreleased and sue them like you legally should, right?
There's nothing in my socks, dumbass. My feet are too small. The fuck do you think I'm gonna put in there? God, you guys are fucking dumb. What? Hey, what? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me, nigger.
Did you guys hear that? You just dropped a hard R. They're bringing out their best and brightest at these Portland protests. This is in response to the Oregon article of the people quote tweeting that. Because you know, propaganda comes in many forms, and this is a propaganda website. Here's videos of that munchkin getting arrested.
Yeah, you just hit me. You just...
Keep him back.
Don't you fucking tell me what to do, you fucking cunt! No, man! You won't pull me! This is not your fucking property!
They're trying to hold him back, and it's taking all 2 pounds to hold him back.
Yeah. Hey, man! I'm glad you know it too. Hey, assholes! Dance on your goddamn grave! Hell yeah! I hope somebody kills you guys!
You hear that? He just yelled, I hope someone kills you guys. Very sound individual.
We should, if they do, we should give them the Medal of Freedom! You have no idea how much I would like to beat the fucking shit out of you!
Such a small man, full of so much rage. He's across the line obstructing with a binky in his mouth. This is if you see this and you think this guy's fighting fascism, this guy's extremely mentally unwell. Like, what is happening here? What the fuck is happening?
And kind of plain evil, honestly.
Yeah, that's good.
There he is, yet again, laying on the blue line that says do not cross. I guess technically laying on it counts as obstruction. That's them arresting him, and they bring him on a fucking Home Depot dolly.
Calm down. Calm down.
There's nothing in my socks, dumbass. My feet are too small. The fuck do you think I'm gonna put in there? God, you guys are fucking dumb. What? Hey, what? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me, nigger.
Just so you guys understand, this is the same clip of the same individual who's being a flagrant retard who's also racist. Because that makes sense. That's modern racism in today's party, and they're Democrats. This is also a tweet making fun of probably the dumbest person I've ever seen on Twitter. So she's saying that she'll take a person, for me personally, I'll take a candidate with a regrettable tattoo over one who steadily supported a genocide. For those of you who don't know, there is a political candidate that's been running for Democrat in Maine, I believe. And he had a tattoo that the Nazis had, the prison guard Nazis had, on his chest. And has had it on his chest for like 20 years. And has apparently acknowledged it in previous conversations with, yeah, it's a Nazi tattoo. He got caught shirtless a few days ago. And people are having a normal one. Democrats that are demanding you call out Republicans for having shitpost conversations in a private group message, making fun of right-wingers for being Holocaust deniers, are basically just saying a casual Nazi tattoo doesn't mean anything, guys. Same ones that won't condemn Jay Jones and say he's still the right candidate, by the way. Also, making excuses for someone having a literal Nazi tattoo. But here's the best part. This is her tweet about Elon Musk. Support a bunch of Nazi shit and then did this. I'm sure it's not related. Same individual. 9 months ago. Absolute fucking cinema. They don't have any standards is what I'm pointing out. Most of these people are complete virtue signaling, jumping from one point to the other without any real standards. Because the moment a Democrat is found to have a fucking Nazi tattoo on him, guys, that could mean anything. That could mean anything. And I made a video about Elon Musk back in the day saying, no, I don't think he's a fucking Nazi. I think he threw his heart out, literal symbolism. I think it was a bad gesture. I think it was a dumb thing to do, but I don't think he's a fucking Nazi. And Democrats have a candidate with a Nazi tattoo on him, and they're like, that could mean anything. He's still the right choice. It's a bad tattoo is all, guys. Like, excuse me? Fucking excuse me? And this is the community note basically explaining what the tattoo is. It's the death's head symbol, was used by the Nazi SS division responsible for running the concentration camps during the Holocaust. And today the neo-Nazis use it as a signal to glorify genocide. That's right. She doesn't want to support someone who supports a genocide, but she's just supporting a man who has a tattoo of people during a genocide that were actively showing their support for the genocide. You know, it's a real head scratcher. Democrat speaks, and brother, my head fucking hurts. And just so y'all can see more of it, this is the dude from Maine. He got caught with his shirt off, drunk, hammered at a party or some shit like that. And that's where everyone's like, hey, that tattoo looks a little familiar. And he's put out an apology video basically acknowledging that it's a bad tattoo, but he didn't know what it meant. And it's like I said, it's being contradicted. There's like close family members that have come forward and said, yeah, he knows it's a Nazi tattoo. Apparently he also has another tattoo on his arm that says 1919. And people are saying that's also a Nazi tattoo. So, sounds like the dude's just a Nazi, and he's among the Democrats because I guess they're flagrantly racist against Jews like he is. Dude's basically racist and got outed for being racist, and his explanation is oopsie whoopsies, I'm sorry. And Democrats are still coming, you know, like, know what? This is the man we should be defending. This is the perfect pick for me. For when I'm going out to the polls to vote, I'm going to vote for the dude with a Nazi tattoo. That's who I think's the best one to run my city. That's who I need representing me in Congress. Yeah, someone put a funny tweet out that was cracking me up. We have a Nazi in Maine, a communist in New York, a Navy cheater in New Jersey, and a guy who wants to murder children in Virginia. This is the modern Democrat Party for their candidates. This is the modern Democrat Party. Just fucking crazy. Ugh. Funny enough, some people found his old Reddit account before he deleted it because apparently he was a Marine and he said he got that tattoo while he was drunk and didn't know what it meant, but they also discovered that that was a lie. But his Reddit account, I'm not going to put the tweets up or his Reddit post, but there's one where we're talking about he joined the Marines so he could go murder people legally. Not even shit posting. He just wanted to murder people. Yeah, this dude's like mentally fucking unwell, and he's running as a Democrat, you know. And I always circle back to Fetterman. Fetterman I used to think was a raging retard, but he had like a stroke and lost functionality of his brain, and he's actually become a lot more common sense, which I think is fucking crazy. That a man had a massive stroke and lost functionality of his brain and he's become more common sense. But, you know, RFK Jr. also had a brain worm that died and now he's working for Trump. Like, I'm being mean to people. I know I am. But I find it funny at the end of the day that Democrats can have people like this, and instead of bringing a quality candidate forward, they're just like, you will vote for them no matter what. And they did it with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. They said Joe Biden sharp as a tack. When it got proven that was wrong, instead of holding an actual primary, they just said, yeah, the electoral elites that own the Democrat Party, because most of the billionaires and rich people in America vote Democrat. I know, guys, it's the party of the people. That's why all the rich people are voting for them. Also picked Kamala, so Kamala just magically got the vote without any real primaries being held. The DNC just arbitrarily decided Kamala. Why did that happen? Because the elites like Kamala. Which is crazy to me, too, because Trump doesn't get a lot of what he deserves. I don't know if y'all saw, but Trump RX recently came out, and even Mark Cuban's acknowledged, holy shit, this is great. A stance that Bernie Sanders has been begging for forever, socializing our healthcare so it's not fucking ridiculous. Trump's doing it. Trump's bringing down healthcare prices across the board. And it's crazy to me that Democrats are completely ignoring it. Well, they're also just ignoring anything that Trump does in general, to be fair. They just only point out random stuff that doesn't make sense, like him destroying the White House. He got some private donors to be willing to pay for a ballroom to be added to the White House. And Democrats are acting like he's literally destroying our nation and destroying our history. When I remember back in 2020, they were tearing down statues of the Founding Fathers. And it's like, you guys are interesting how you're selective about your history. The White House, which gets renovated by every other president, Obama renovated it, Nixon renovated it, RFK renovated it, but Trump renovates it? Oh, shit. And I saw a funny-ass tweet where Hillary Clinton was like, he's destroying the people's house. And then people responding with, didn't your husband do some unspeakable acts in the White House? And then also, I didn't know this, when she was Secretary of State, after Bill Clinton left office, they stole a bunch of chairs and silverware and were forced to return them or basically be charged for theft of up to like $300,000. And they returned them. But that's just the modern Democrats, I guess. Not even modern, that was a legacy Democrat back in the day. Still, Hillary Clinton's always been doing illegal shit and never being arrested for it. I always find that fucking crazy. But yeah, Politics right now is pretty fucking stupid. There's a lot of faux outrage because they don't want to admit that their parties has a problem, that the Democrats are the ones actively voting no right now to reopen the government. They are voting to keep the government shut down. And it's about to hurt a lot of people because SNAP, basically Medicaid, or not Medicaid, food stamps in America, is about to not get paid. So a lot of their constituents that are on food stamps aren't being paid. And Democrats have even admitted it. Let me play that now. Here's a Democrat making the mistake of saying the silent part out loud that, you know, some people are going to suffer because of this, but this is something that must be done for democracy. That's right. The party of the Democrats is willing to let you suffer so they can hold the government hostage until they get what they want, essentially.
I mean, shutdowns are terrible. And of course, there will be, you know, families that are going to suffer. We take that responsibility very seriously.
That's good. They take it seriously, so they're doing everything they can to reopen the government.
But it is one of the
that's a qualifier.
Few leverage times we have. I mean,
that's right. They're doing this for leverage. I'm a simple guy. I will blame whatever side that is voting no to reopen the government as the responsible party for the government shutdown. Republicans did it, I think, back in 2019, I want to say. No, 2021. Yeah, it should be 2021 under Biden. They did it for a few days, but now this is the second longest shutdown in American history, from what I understand. And Democrats are very adamant. Right now, they're filibustering in one of the Senate floors to keep the government shut down. So the government shutdown is going to continue till Democrats come back to the table. And I think they're being held hostage by their far left constituents because their numbers have been sinking rapidly because they actually allowed for the big, beautiful bill because it was a bipartisan bill. Both Democrats and Republicans came together to get it through. During that negotiation, they took illegals off healthcare. They took them off the federal emergency funds to allow emergency rooms to allow illegal aliens to get healthcare and be paid by the government, paid by the federal government, which they said wasn't happening. Then they said it's happening, but it's very minor. And now they're just acting like it's happening and it's a good thing. Or what are you, a bigot? You don't want people to be able to go to the hospital? I don't want to pay fucking for illegals' bills. If you're in this country illegally, I want you shot out of a fucking cannon back to your home country. I don't want to pay for you to get a flight out of here. You came here illegally, we'll drop you off at the border. Good luck getting back to your country. The fuck? Why does my taxpayer dollars have to fund that shit? And I think that's a very common stance point. That's why Trump was elected into office, because a lot of people were realizing our tax dollars are getting squeezed for every nickel and dime for people that are coming here illegally and abusing the system. Like the motherfucker, like the illegal alien who got hired as a superintendent for a school board with a false degree from a university, lied about his credentials, clearly lied about his legal status, and got a job in the government. Shit like that is crazy to me because Democrats are promising me hand in hand that this isn't happening, that Republicans are lying, that it's not possible. And then I see it happening and they're just like crickets, not admitting it whatsoever. Or if they do admit it, it's like, you know, we said it wasn't happening, but it's happening and it's minor and it's happening and it's a good thing. It's stages of gaslighting. It's like 4 different stages of gaslighting that it all boils down to. And I'm just tired of it. That's what it boils down to me. But yeah, this has been a long video of me ranting and connecting, but Democrats, I'm getting really fucking tired of Democrats right now is what it's coming down to. I've been jumping from topic to topic here, so I do apologize for that, but what's going on in Portland's pissing me off. What's going on with Gavin Newsom being a retard is pissing me off. What's going on with everyone freaking out that the White House is shut down, or the White House is under construction, and it's not costing the taxpayers anything for once is pissing me off. It's pissing me off that the government's still shut down because Democrats are just saying no. I'm lucky enough that I'm not affected by it yet, but I probably will be in the near future. It's also pissing me off that the Democrats keep having these candidates that are absolutely immoral, abhorrent human beings, and they're like, you know what? When it's Democrats, it's different, so we'll keep tolerating it. They're tolerating hate. That's what they're allowing happen. And I'm glad the Republicans are calling them out for it. I will support whatever party calls out this sort of hatred, which having a Nazi tattoo on you, that's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Having it on you for 20 years, that's way worse, buddy. That's way fucking worse. Admitting that you knew it was a Nazi tattoo and didn't get it removed? Oh, brother. But you know, those Republicans sent some really bad text messages in a private group chat shit posting. That's a finger wagging if I've ever seen it. Dude with a Nazi tattoo? Dead silence. Dead silence. This is normal. This is normal. Everything's fine. Everything's normal here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hopefully, if you like this video, you'll like it, subscribe to my channel, or leave a comment. And hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Until then, later.